What's going on, guys? This is Badass Reviewer, and today we will be having a look at the Star Wars Black Series Yoda figure. I don't know what wave we're on anymore. I think this is like 6, I believe, maybe 5. He's a decent figure. Pretty much what I kind of expected for a Yoda figure. Although I do wish he was a little bit better in some aspects, and I certainly don't think that this is a $20 worthy figure, even though I probably paid a little bit more than that because of shipping, which I don't really like. But in terms of a Yoda figure, we'll probably never get another one, so they kind of made this one a, episodes 3 through 6 to pretty much that point. Very nice looking though. He definitely has that Yoda look to him. I like the green on the skin for his skin color. The hair is nicely sculpted and painted with a kind of a gray wash going through it, give him that kind of old-timey look. His whole his whole little suit or robe, whatever you want to call it, is completely made of like cloth. It's nice, but it's, as you can see, it kind of frays off little things of it, and like as you can see right there, the more you mess with it, the more it's gonna rip apart. But it's just kind of everywhere. It's really tethered and it's not very effective. But for this figure, I don't really see any other way they could have done it, because he's so small, and I just can't see them putting any kind of thing, like any kind of sculpting into having him wearing this. So it makes sense, but at the same time, I think maybe they could have sculpted the body just to look like he was wearing it. But you can take this belt off, and I'm going to take off his robe so we can further show you details and stuff. So the robe can easily be removed, no problem there. It is a nice color though, looks exactly how it does in the movie. Here's Yoda without his robe. Pretty much a standard body, not too much going on. There is some issues I have with the body in itself in terms of articulation, but pretty much on the inside is just his black undergarments or sleeping pajamas, whatever you want to call it. Not too much detail going on. There is a seam going down. He does have some very tiny sculpting etched in on his outfit. You can kind of see it more clearly here on his thighs. Look at his hands. He's got painted fingernails, and they are kind of pointed, so they're not like just painted on fingers. There's actually nails there. The hands are nice looking. They got some wrinkles in it and some sculpting to make it look like actual skin, so that's nice. If we come down to his feet look good. Once again, the toenails are painted and sculpted on the bottom. No peg holes, unfortunately, but he's not hard to stand, so there's really not a need for it. But that's pretty much it for the figure itself. He comes with 3 accessories. He comes with his walking cane, which he holds very well. No problems with that. He comes with his lightsaber, which can remove the lightsaber portion or the sword part from the hilt. Nowhere to just hold this, so you can't really put it onto his belt or anything. There's no peg or anything like that, so I guess you could try and shove it in between his belt and his body, but I just kind of have him holding it because it just looks cool, I guess. But and then he comes with a snake that I don't know what happened to, which is kind of reminiscent to an old Star Wars action figure of Yoda. It's kind of a weird, I can only see the reason them putting that snake in there is for the throwback to the old figure, but it's kind of pointless in this instance, because it's like the snake has no purpose. I mean, he doesn't ever, I don't think he even picks up a snake in the movies, as far as I know, but I don't know, I just thought it was a little silly. But let's go over articulation. Head can be removed. He's just on a single ball peg inside the joint, inside the body, so the head is just a big hole, and gets pretty good range of motion, what you would expect for Yoda. It's good enough for me anyways. He can look up, he can look down slightly, look left and right. Good enough for me, not a big deal. The problem I'd have is coming down to his shoulders, or just his arms. Shoulders can go 360 degrees, they can go in and out, but there's no bicep swivel. And there's no swivel at all for the bicep. He does have single jointed elbows. The one figure that's going to have double jointed elbows. The one figure that's going to have double jointed elbows is going to be Yoda, and they take away his bicep swivel. It's kind of irritating because I wish the Star Wars figures would all have double jointed elbows, but when they do that, then they take away the bicep swivel, so it's kind of like you're losing articulation either way, which is annoying, which makes it very difficult for me to try and pose him holding his lightsaber, other than, like, I don't know, bicep swivels are important to me because it just helps me posing the arms a little bit better. I can't get him doing anything with his arms without making it look janky, so that's really irritating. And his arms are really long. I don't know if that's how it is in the movies, but he's just got really long arms. So that's kind of weird to me, but he's got a diaphragm joint which goes back. Doesn't really go forward too much, rotates 360 degrees. Legs can go forward and then go in and out slightly. No knee joints, so no articulation there, but he can swivel at the thigh, which, I don't know, it seems kind of pointless to have, because he's not, like, what's the sense of twisting his ankle? Like, oh, you twisted his thigh, look out. It's kind of pointless. They might as well just made this all one piece and save the trouble, because it's not going to do much, if anything, anyways. So that's kind of irritating. And it's a really thick piece of plastic too. I think they could have made his legs a little bit thinner and then put a joint in there, because that's also kind of annoying that you can't really pose him with, like, you can't really bend his knees, so that's also kind of irritating. Feet rotate. There is a hinge, but because of his third toe, or his fourth toe in the back, it gets caught on the leg, so it's kind of useless. I didn't talk about the wrist up here, but they can rotate. This one goes up and down. This one goes in and out, I believe. Maybe they both go. Nope, they both go up and down. So, worth $20? Definitely not. The only reason I got them is because I pre-ordered them, just because I never find any of the Star Wars figures that I want. And obviously, if I'm going to collect these, I gotta have Yoda. But it's just, I think it's a little ridiculous to pay $20 for a figure that comes with bare minimal accessories, which are pretty much just standards for any Yoda figure. And the fact that he has hardly any articulation that, makes him posable the way you would want him to. Now, some people might like this, and while I think it's not necessarily good, I don't think it's bad, because I can't really see them. I couldn't really imagine how else they would have done it, just because of this certain type of figure, but I do wish he could have been a little bit better. But there's not a whole lot you can do, but it doesn't matter. As long as he can hold his lightsaber, as long as he can hold his cane, and he stands there and looks good with all the other Jedis and stuff, I guess I'm happy, but it comes at a price. So that's my review, guys. I hope you enjoy the review, and if you are a Star Wars fan, I guess I would recommend you pick this up, because it's probably the only one we're going to get. So it's kind of a must buy for any fan, especially if you've been collecting the series so far. But I do think there could have been improvements upon this figure. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more figure reviews and other things like that. I will talk to you guys later.